I've just been feeling really down on myself and like I don't want to film this video that I have to make about mental health. I mean, when I started making this video, I had a full head of hair, and now look at me. I mean, I really don't know what to do about it. It's like I'm really down on myself lately, and I find myself being more irritable and upset all the time. It's really weird, and it's not like me at all. I wonder if there's anything I can do to help myself fix this. How about all this research I've done? Eating healthy, balanced meals every day can make you feel more energized and give you a better quality of life overall. Restricting when or how you eat can often lead to a worse quality of life, but it is important to make sure you are getting the nutrients you need. Serotonin is a new neurotransmitter that helps regulate your sleep, appetite, and mood. Most of your serotonin is produced in the gastrointestinal tract, which is lined with hundreds of millions of nerve cells. The function of these nerve cells is influenced by the good bacteria in your gastrointestinal tract, which creates pathways from your stomach to your brain. In layman's terms, the better you treat these nerve cells by eating well, the more likely it is they will create more positive pathways from your digestive system to the brain. Studies have compared diets like the Mediterranean diet, which consists of vegetables, fruits, unprocessed grains, and seafood, with the Western diet, which, in the study, consisted of processed meat and only oily food, with a lack of fruits or vegetables. The risk of depression was 25 to 35% lower with the Mediterranean diet compared to the Western diet. This is not to say you must stick to one strict diet. UCLA, as well as many other researchers, have said that the majority of people who stick to strict diets to lose weight end up gaining the weight back, even if they intentionally lost weight. The best thing you can do for yourself is to try to go forward with a healthy outlook on food and fitness, and just try to incorporate healthy foods like vegetables, fruit, grains, and unprocessed meat into your current lifestyle. Connecting with people is a human instinct. It's something we all need to survive, at least every once in a while. Just like with eating well, being social with others sends signals to your brain that make you happier. Should the social situation go well, this happens when a chemical called dopamine acts as neurotransmitters between your nerve cells that tell your brain how to feel, and then you should keep doing whatever you just did, which in this case would be having a good conversation with someone or connecting with someone. Something that often happens when people are dealing with poor mental health is substance abuse. Growing up and being taught not to use drugs, many adults would give examples of youth being peer pressured into doing drugs or doing drugs to look cool. However, this is not usually the case when it comes to drug usage in youth. While peer pressure is an issue young people face, the growing mental health issue teenagers face is much more pressing. According to the National Institute of Drug Abuse, half of those who experience mental illness will face substance use in their life. In addition to that, 60% of teenagers currently in substance abuse treatment meet the diagnostic criteria for multiple mental health disorders. Doing drugs often gives the same effect as doing something we like. For the same reason positive social interactions make us feel happy. Doing drugs sends an overload of dopamine to the brain, giving you a temporary good feeling. Like I said, the feeling is only temporary. If you stop taking the drugs, it will make you feel incredibly sick as your body craves dopamine. If you continue taking drugs, it will only make you feel worse, since many drugs are filled with dangerous chemicals that are harmful to your body. The best thing to do if you feel the need to take drugs, or are struggling with mental health, or have a pre-existing drug addiction, is to go into therapy. In order to maintain good mental health, you must give yourself breaks and allow yourself to relax every once in a while, as well as find ways to cope with stress of life. According to Statistics Canada, stress slowly increases the older you get, peaking at the ages of 35 to 49. It is important to develop healthy coping methods and stress-relieving habits as a young person so that you go into adulthood with healthy ways to deal with stress caused by changes to one's life or the circumstances surrounding them. When you're under stress, 3 main hormones activate in your body, causing adverse reactions. The first one is adrenaline, which can often activate your fight or flight mode, causing a sudden surge of energy, which will increase your heart rate. Norepinephrine, which essentially does the same thing as adrenaline. It increases your heart rate and shifts your blood flow more towards your muscles so you have the strength to run away. Using your fight or flight response, it acts more so as a backup for your adrenaline response in case your adrenaline does not work. The third hormone is called cortisol, which is known as the stress hormone. For this hormone to become effective, the amygdala, a part of your brain, has to recognize a threat. It then sends a signal to the hypothalamus, then to the pituitary gland, finally releasing the cortisol hormone. This hormone can be helpful in life-threatening situations since it helps the body maintain a healthy blood pressure while also taking care of bodily functions like digestion and the immune system that are not crucial to survival in that very moment. This, however, also transfers over into being stressed out about life events, since the amygdala perceives any stress as a threat. Too much cortisol being produced can lead to acne, increased blood pressure, or blood sugar, and obesity. This is why it is important to reduce the amount of stress in daily life as best as possible. Ways to do this are to lower your initial expectations about things or projects, ask for help when needed, take responsibility for your situation, engage in problem solving, distance yourself from the source of stress, attempt to change the source of stress, and maintain emotionally supportive relationships. I would also say distance yourself from things that are out of your control if they are stressing you out and you have no way of fixing them. Your sleep schedule and your mental health are very related to each other. Getting 8 to 10 hours of sleep every night is important to teenagers' both physical and mental well-being. A study done in 2017 has shown a direct correlation between mental health and the amount of sleep someone gets. The subjects of the test had pre-existing mental health issues such as depression and anxiety, as well as insomnia. After being treated for insomnia and getting a consistently good amount of sleep every night, the symptoms of depression and anxiety in the subjects decreased. It did not completely get rid of their mental illness, but the patients reported a much better quality of life after getting the proper amount of sleep. This is because sufficient sleep, especially REM sleep, helps the brain to process emotions properly. Sleep allows different parts of the brain to increase in activity or slow down, which helps us evaluate our thoughts and memories. A lack of this process can cause people to have higher suicidal ideation and influence emotions, both positive and negative. For this reason, a lack of sleep is also detrimental to those with pre-existing mental health issues. Getting out of bed, out of your house, going outside, and talking to people are all things that will increase your mental health and give you a better quality of life. It is important to move around for all of those reasons. For example, I did not feel like working on this video, but I just came back from outside and I'm feeling pretty good. The link between mental health and exercise is not what many people have been led to believe. According to a study in 2019, researchers found that the link between mental health and physical activity has more to do with feeling productive and, if you are in a sport or being active with others, being around people, just like we discussed earlier in relation to social settings and dopamine. So, increasing your physical activity levels is not only good for your physical health, but can also help to improve depression and anxiety due to the dopamine, as explained earlier. I feel a lot better after learning more about my own mental health. I think I'm gonna go film that video now. Since I am now done filming that video, I can go and have a restful summer where, in conclusion, I am eating healthy but not restricting my diet necessarily, trying to go outside, trying to interact with people, and just developing healthy coping mechanisms for myself when things get too stressful so that I can just relax sometimes, like I am here reading a book and doing things like playing with my cat. Thank you for watching.